Let's get to Maria Espinoza of the Remembrance Project. Maria, thanks for holding. Great to have you with us.
Hello, John. Thanks so much for having me on.
Well, thank you for being with us, and thank you for your patience. Tell us about the Remembrance Project, how you're involved, and what you're attempting to do.
Okay, the Remembrance Project was created by myself and my husband, Timothy Ling, here in Houston, Texas. And if you saw the angel moms and dads, angel families with candidate Trump during all these rallies all over the United States, that is our group, the Remembrance Project. We created in 2009, John, because there were killings of Houston police officers, and there was a lawsuit filed by one of the widows, which made us very curious why a lawsuit was filed, what went wrong in line of duty death, as tragic as it is. And we learned for the first time about sanctuary city policies. Now, my father was born in Mexico and came here the right way, and I absolutely did not agree, and we couldn't get our heads wrapped around the fact that basically illegal aliens are untouchable in these sanctuary city policies and are now states even and counties. So after more research, we realized that there wasn't just the killings of Americans by illegal aliens in Texas, but all over the United States. So we created the Stolen Lives Quilt banners, which you saw on stage that the mothers and fathers were holding of their loved ones. And that was to connect the dots for Americans. And as we know now, there's fake news out there, so we're a little bit ahead of the rest of the country, I think, and realizing that something had to be done, something more had to be done to spread the message. So here we are. We're trying to ask for number one, we're trying to save lives, and all we want is for current laws to be enforced, and that includes immigration laws and employment laws. We don't want any more legislation, John. We just want current laws to be enforced, and for our legislators who are supposed to represent us, the people, and follow our U.S. Constitution, and they need to be in lockstep with President Donald Trump's America First policies.
Well, what are the specific policies that you want enacted, or when you say, we have laws that are not being followed? Right now, the Remembrance Project, what is your number one objective, Maria Espinoza?
Well, as far as policies, we want those loopholes to be closed that allow the, credible fear is so big for these asylees that anyone can come to our borders. And we're not even insisting that they come into the ports of entry or file in their country of origin. These are the problems that people don't know about, that, President Trump, as you can see, he's trying to simply keep America safe and keep our nation sovereign. And he's been stopped most recently, in the Ninth Circuit Court. So, we have to understand that there is a far left agenda working here, which is what, we realize, but I think we naively thought that we would just take a few years with the Remembrance Project and raise awareness, and, hurrah, the legislators would, understand, and maybe they didn't know, but no, it's worse than that. There is a far left agenda working. Some of the GOP, unfortunately, as you can see, we have a majority in the House and Senate, and yet they can't even get a bill passed to give the American people that was promised to us back in the 1980s under the Reagan administration, which is the building of a wall, not just, we need to fully fund it and allocate the funds so that we can build that wall. So some of these things as far as policy, I don't know if that's so much policy, John, but it certainly has been long past due for Congress to fulfill its promise to the American people.
How would you handle this caravan situation now? 1,000 people in Tijuana, 10,000 total, some being turned away. I just had Governor McAuliffe on, and he said, it was interesting. He said, well, there's only 1,000. Many of them have gone back. It's like, well, Governor, they gone back because the president won't let them in. I mean, if the president didn't say you can't come in, none of them turned back. So for the life of me, Maria Espinoza, I don't get the Democrats' policy on this. Do you have any idea what it is?
A far left agenda to ruin our country, to ruin our Constitution, and
why? Why would they want to do that? What benefit
you know
of
what?
is that?
Why does evil exist? In my opinion, but I think
but they're not.
Question,
Democrats are not evil. Why do they want open borders? I cannot figure it out. I mean, they're not tied to Wall Street, so it's not for cheap labor. The only thing I can figure out is they want cheap votes. That's it. I can't think of anything else.
I actually do think some are evil, and if they're not, then their policies that they're trying to support and implement are evil, and it works against, again, our entire country, our government. And take a look. If they don't care one iota about American life stolen, a young lady, you look at, there's 2 young ladies who were just killed by illegal aliens, a young teacher in El Paso, another hairdresser in Tennessee, and these are just the ones that I can remember. But, right there in Virginia, you have, Americans, again, Virginians killed that should still be here with their parents. You've got Brittany Binger, you've got Tessa Transit. My goodness, Sister Helen Chaska. All these individuals who were very important, obviously, and loved by their families. And America has a duty. And these Democrats, and not just the Democrats, John, because the GOP, I blame them as well. We have been talking about this since 2009. And thank God for candidate Trump to put his hat in the ring for the presidency. Otherwise, we would still be talking to ourselves and being ignored. But if we can't give the people of America the very basic, which is, number one, the baseline is this: we do not have to allow people into our country. We have laws, they need to be enforced. We have borders, and those need to be respected. We have a Constitution, and we have to stop it from being shredded. So that is the baseline, and I think that every single American, whether you're whatever party, because I don't believe this is a party issue. This is an American issue that we need to protect our own, and it starts right here on our soil with every single American legislator on every level of government.
If people want to get involved with the Remembrance Project, Maria, and helping out your movement and your organization, what do they do?
They can go to our website, sign up for our emails. It's theremembranceproject.org. I am 100% volunteer, contrary to what you have out there by Politico or Southern Poverty Law Center. They for some reason, Maria Espinoza is a racist. My father was born in Mexico and came here the right way. So, yes, we ask for donations. Again, we're doing our very best. We're in there in the trenches. I've been along the border in night watches and seen these illegal aliens crossing with backpacks full of drugs. So very dangerous situation. And I just thank you, John, for being a voice of truth out there. Otherwise, again, we'd be talking to ourselves. So thank you so much.
Maria, you're living, breathing, one-man wrecking ball to fake news.
Fantastic.
Thanks for being with us, Maria. No fake news here. Maria Espinoza. Hey, let me just ask you something before we go. Why are you being vilified by the left? Why do they hate you so much? I mean, what have you done to them?
Because we tell the truth, because we're standing up for this country. And I'm number one, my mom and dad raised me and all of my siblings as Americans, period. We never had the Mexican flag. It was always, you do what's right, follow the law, follow the rules, listen to your teachers. It used to be. But, we're speaking the truth, and we love our country. And I think that is, if you're I guess that's now called a conservative. We're former Democrats, big John F. Kennedy supporters, but now that Democrat Party, you cannot recognize it. And even, the Republicans here, I'm not they're not my biggest fans, certainly not. But if you're for America first and your family and your freedom and liberties, this is a place to be, and we need to fight for it.
Maria Espinoza, I really thank you for being with us today, head of the Remembrance Project, remembranceproject.com. Thanks for being with us, Maria. I really thank you so much for all you do and for all your efforts. And just keep fighting the fight, because, look, if the left-wing bloggers and the haters are going to dump on you, it means because they're afraid of you. Right?
Yeah. Well, that might be true. We have a CNN affiliate after us, Netflix after us, the Washington Post wanting more, when I say after us, they're wanting to do interviews and documentaries on us, but we know what they want. They want to
they want to find. They're going to find somebody to say something.
On the vine and go to conservatives like yourself.
They want to find something that they can twist and lie and take out of text and discredit you and your organization. That's why they're calling you up. Certainly isn't to give you honest publicity, right? It's just the fake,
absolutely.
The fake newsers trying to get a fake narrative to draw fake conclusions. That's all they do. They get up every day, and it's all fake. John Fredericks Radio Network. Thanks.